It wasn't where it all.
Hi, I'm Tristan, and this is Clark Reese.
Hello.
What kind of music do you play?
I would say I play acoustic folk music with hints of blues and country.
How long have you been a soloist?
I've been playing music for like 3 years with just guitar and vocals.
Is there a reason why you are a soloist?
I'm a soloist now because when I first started, I tried, a bunch of different bands. I tried to jam with random people, and I just never could find someone with the same musical taste as I had. And when I first started, I played electric guitar, not acoustic, and I was more into like grunge bands like Nirvana and alternative mainstream bands. And then I kind of got out of that and started listening to Bob Dylan and more like folk stuff, like modern folk, like Great Lake Swimmers, City and Color, Elliott Smith, Jim Croce, James Taylor, Carole King. Just a lot of that like 70s acoustic stuff.
What's your musical history?
Well, as I said, I started playing music like around 2006 when I picked up drums. I didn't even start playing guitar and sing until like 2007. But I played drums for about a year, and I took drum lessons. But my parents got really fed up with all the noise and everything, so I ended up having to give up the drums, and then I started playing electric guitar. I didn't even start playing acoustic till later, but I started playing electric. I didn't even have an amp. I just got an electric guitar just so I could learn guitar. And then I finally got a practice amp later, and then I got all the cool effect pedals, and I got into like playing distortion and stuff when I first started. And then after that, kind of like what Bob Dylan did, he got rid of his electric when he first started, and he picked up an acoustic. And ever since then, I've been like purely acoustic.
Who are your inspirations?
I think I've already said most of them, but I have a few other ones I haven't said. I'm also into some jazz music, like I really like Dinah Washington and Frank Sinatra. And let's see, I also like a lot of like metal, hardcore stuff. So I almost like all kinds of music, and I also like Conley Twitty. It's pretty good.
What do you enjoy most about performing?
The number one thing I enjoy about performing is having people hear the music, because no matter how many times I spam or message people online, I mean, it's not going to do as much as just performing the music right in front of them, because then they'll really want to listen to it again. Otherwise, I'm just a random guy like spamming them online.
What do you enjoy least about performing?
I enjoy least like stage fright, but I only get it sometimes, and that's when there's not like huge lights in front of my face that distract me, because when there's really bright lights I can't really see anyone in the crowd. But if there aren't any bright lights and I see everyone staring at me, then that really makes me nervous. And also if I drink too much caffeine, but I don't really drink caffeine anymore, or if I drink a lot of water, or if I'm really awake, then I have more energy to worry about performing. Then I get like all jittery before I go on, kind of like right before you run a race. But the best state of body that could be in is kind of like slightly tired and slightly worn out, because then I'm not gonna have as much energy to worry about performing. I kind of just get up there and do it.
Okay. And you did good that one night you performed.
Mm-hmm.
Like we will show you the video at the end.
Yeah, I performed at
that part.
I performed at an art gallery for Second Saturday. I performed like on the patio, and it was cool. I brought like a little tambourine with me. It's kind of fun.
Do you plan to sign onto a record label?
It depends on what record label it's going to be. I'd much prefer for an indie label versus a major label, because I want more money from the music, because the major labels will probably take, like 90-something% of all the profit. And even though it may get me more popular, I would rather just do an indie label and promote myself instead of giving like everyone else all of like handing all the rights to my music over to someone else.
Okay. Then if you don't want to be in like a major label, like what do you see yourself in the future? Signing into like an independent label, like you said?
Well, even if I don't sign to an independent label, I would still do extensive touring. And I mean, if you play shows enough, people are gonna like your music, whether you're signed to a label or not. So extensive touring and having like a bunch more albums come out, and eventually getting a band together, like a backing band. So, and then also improving the recording quality and having like way more instruments in the recordings. But I think for a while I'll still stick with all the, the folk kind of influence in the songs.
Okay. And hopefully you become so like big by yourself. Like most people will recognize you locally.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Elliott Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, Elliott Smith originated from LA.
Yeah.
And he gained a lot of popularity just from that city.
Yes. And that's how you become good while hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you practice usually?
I usually practice in my bedroom. I have like a really comfortable desk, my office chair and everything, and I have all my papers in one spot, and it's all organized. Excuse me. And I just feel really comfortable just sitting there. But anywhere else, it's really hard for me to write music because there's so many distractions. So I kind of need like a quiet, like silent, like nothing's happening in the house. Like I have the whole house to myself, and then I'm just in my room with the door closed, and then I just jam out on my guitar.
What is the writing process behind your songs?
When I write songs, I usually write the guitar part first, and then after I get the guitar part solid, then I work on melody. So I have like a mini recorder, and I record myself singing, and I don't even worry about the lyrics until the very end. So I get all the melody down. I kind of just do improv, like blah, 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 blah. Like not even saying anything. I'll just make up a melody, and then once I get the melody I like, then I'll worry about the lyrics. After I got the rhythm and the melody, then I'll worry about writing like lyrics that have to do with what I'm writing about. So when I record it, I'll kind of listen to whatever lyrics I make up, and then kind of decide on what I want the song to be about. It's kind of like really backwards, because most people, how they write the songs, they're like, I want to write it about this, and then they start writing the entire song. But I kind of wait till the very end of the song to decide what I'm actually writing it about. I go more off like the feel of the song and like the mood. I get like the feeling, and then once I get like the feeling and kind of like the mood of the song recorded, then I know what the song's gonna be about.
What do you like about writing music anyway?
I like writing music because it helps me express myself, because there's a few other ways that I can express myself besides writing music. Everything else I usually just bottle up. It's hard for me to express myself any other way, and it really makes me happy when people listen to songs, because it's really satisfying when I can get like my feelings out there, and then people like acknowledge it by listening to the songs.
What is the themes or subject of most of your songs?
Most of my songs are like heartbreak love songs, and they're my family and friends usually influenced me to write the songs. It's not really directly written about them, but they'll give me certain ideas to write about, and a lot of times I'll write my songs through like the point of view of my friends or family, and even if I say like I this, I that in the first person, I'll be really writing about something in someone else's point of view, like I'm in their shoes, and that's kind of interesting for me to do, because I can see things in a different way by writing that way. But I feel like a lot of my songs are from my point of view, but they're not directly about me, they're about other people most of the time. And it's actually pretty hard for me to write about myself. It's easier for me to write to other people's point of view and other people's ideas.
How many albums do you have?
I have 3 albums, but I have 4 releases so far. My first release was an EP, so it doesn't really qualify as an album, and I think it has like 5 or 6 songs on it, and that came out in 2009, and I wrote the songs in 2008. Those were like the first songs I've written ever, and that's called Yeah, Lovely Face. And then my next album was Safe Without a Surface, and then the next album was Dependency, and my newest album is Machine Undone. But it seems like every time I write an album, like each album is about like the girlfriend that I had before that. Like they kind of influence the album, but the whole album isn't really about them. Just they kind of influence it. They put like a spin on all of them. I think that's the single reason why like every album kind of sounds slightly different, because the girlfriends I have influence them differently every time.
Where can we buy it, and how much does it cost?
Well, my first 3 releases are free, and you can download those on Bandcamp.com. So you can just search Clark Reese Bandcamp on Google or Yahoo. But my newest release, Machine Undone, I'm charging $350 on Bandcamp, and that's also $350 on CD Baby and like Zune, Napster, eMusic, like a lot of the online sites. But unfortunately on iTunes they have a set price, so they have to sell it for 99 cents a song, so it's around $7. So that kind of. So if you're gonna buy it, I would say buy it on Bandcamp, because then you can give me your email address, and then you can get on my mailing list, and then I can give you, you know, like updates on my upcoming shows and my upcoming album releases and stuff like that.
What is your favorite piece?
That I'm sensitive to the words that you play with in my home. I found nothing of something trigger and pop like Machine Undone, and everything I knew came into place when the song was sung. I didn't know that everything would be undone, like a bird, like a coin, like the things you said to me that I can join, that I can do you in. But now that things have changed, they've grown every which way, but they don't know which way they ought to grow. When you don't care, when you don't give a damn, oh, but how would I know that I could go on with these days? Oh, how I should.
Hello, my name is Clark Reese. I'm a musician. I have a new album that just came out called Machine Undone. You can download it on Bandcamp or iTunes or a bunch of other music sites like Napster, eMusic, etc. And it's only around $3.50. And if you want a physical copy, it'll be $5. So you can come to any of my shows. And if you want to get on my mailing list, you can email me at clarkr14@yahoo.com. That's clarkr14@yahoo.com. And check out my new album. Thanks for listening.